You've chosen the song and the dance that best represents you and your fiancé. Here are 5 things to think about as you are learning your dance. Unfortunately, learning a dance is not like Amazon Prime. It can't be achieved in 2 days, or even 2 weeks. I suggest starting 2 to 3 months before your wedding. Here's why. For the choreographed dances, I break down learning the dances in several parts, typically 4 to 6 parts. I suggest learning each part, then taking a few days to practice to make it muscle memory before moving on to the next part. This learning process could take up to a month, depending on how often you practice. Once you've learned all the footwork to the entire dance, then you can start making the movement look natural and beautiful. Watch tips to dancing confidently to guide you through that process. Number 2, spatial awareness. Consider the size of your dance floor. Most of the dances are choreographed to fit within a standard 12 by 12 dance floor. If your floor is smaller or bigger or any type of unique shape, you may have to adjust the size of your steps or your movement to best use the space. The dance is set up facing one side, but keep in mind that some floor setups are different and the audience may be on 2 opposite sides or 4 surrounding sides or maybe some other unique setup. It's best to establish where everyone is and which way you want to face so that most of your audience gets the most optimal view. You don't want to be mid-dance and realize that a dip is facing an empty wall. If you're dancing to a piece that I choreographed, you can send your video to me so I can give you additional tips to polishing your piece. After that, all you need to focus on is making the dance muscle memory. When the big day comes around, you don't want to be worrying about remembering the moves. Instead, you should be focusing on enjoying your special day. 4, practice attire. It's best to learn your dance in comfortable clothing so that you can focus on learning the steps. I don't suggest sneakers for girls because your shoes might grip to the floor and make it hard to do spins. I also don't suggest learning the steps in heels until you have learned the footwork for the entire dance. You should definitely practice in heels, but only after you are more comfortable with your weight changes and your spins. As you go through the movement of your dance, consider if there are any moves that might be difficult to perform in your wedding day outfits. Bride dresses can be especially restricting. For example, if you are dancing with a long train, you may have to adjust the movement that might risk tripping the bride or the groom. Watch the Dress to Impress video to learn about all the restrictions you might face in certain types of wedding clothing and how to deal with them. 5, consider the program placement of your dance. It's totally up to you, but I suggest you doing your first dance right after they introduce you. This way, you already have all your guests' attention and you can enjoy the rest of the day by eating and drinking and hanging out with all of your guests. Watch the All Eyes on You video to learn about the possibilities of what can take the focus away from your first dance and how to avoid it. I have also included an instructional video about what to do if you blank and the day of wedding dance checklist so you'll be 100% prepared for this special moment. My motto in dance and life is hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.